Heading out the old canal line. It was a canal line originally, I forget the name of it. And then eventually the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad. This was the old railroad bed. We're going out to find what I believe is a 1955 Chevrolet. Well, at least the remnants of what I believe is a 55 Chevrolet. Let's go check it out. Coming up on a new road. Well, newer road. Probably built when the train tracks were still in operation, I would assume. I don't know when it was built. Crossover. Here's one of the old bridges here. I'm not going to show too much. We're going to come back and do one with all this stuff. You see the old stone bridge. Pretty wild. We'll come back and do the rest of it another time because there's a lot of cool stuff to see out here. It's beautiful. So many old bridges and whatnot. I think I just said that, but today we're on a mission. We'll actually stop and go down and look at these bridges one day because they are absolutely beautiful. Old stone archways where the canal line used to run under. And that was the original canal. There's another beautiful train track era bridge as I hit a bump. Isn't that gorgeous? Somebody riveted this all together a long time ago. We gotta come back for these. There's so much to see out here. There's still some telegraph poles and stuff. No glass isolators that I could see, but still some telegraph poles and a bunch of just interesting remnants from the train track eras. I love being out here. Cold or not, it's a beautiful day to be out, right? Well, here she is. What I believe is a 1955 Chevrolet. It's a radiator support in the front. The frame's cut in half. The body is still attached to the frame in the rear, but obviously the front half of the frame is no longer connected to the body. This shell is upside down here, as you can see. This was a two-door car too. What a shame. Let's get a closer look. A few things, clues I saw that made me believe it was a 55 was, well, first the bumper. You see it with the rear frame too. It's still got the straight frame. The box girder frame for 1955. Apparently it's 50% more rugged than the previous model. But yeah, you can see that rear bumper. And then if I can get under here, you can clearly see that. That's 55 Chevy parts right there. Now, like I said, it's still got the straight frame. I believe 58 was the first to use the X frame. Just put it in the comments if I'm wrong. I really don't remember. I think it was developed 57. Might have even been used on some late model 57s. But I'm pretty sure 58 was the first year to actually run it. Now look at all the gunshots in it. People used to come out here shooting. You can see the old track bed up there. Runs along there. It's just paved now. Like I said, we'll come and get more videos of what's along the track. There's still some railroad remnants and stuff. Pretty neat. But yeah, look at this thing. Let's get a closer look at its frame. Look at the springs on the other side too. But you can see that was clearly cut right in half there. Let's get a look inside. Nice square. They called it the box girder frame, I think is what they called it. Look at that, huh? Now, let's look at some more clues here. Some base trim pieces here. Now, I believe this car was either a Chevrolet 150 or a 210 because of the steering wheel. The Bel Air would have had a 3-spoke steering wheel and would have had chrome inserts in there. But this only has a 2-spoke steering wheel. Look at that, huh? That's a clue right there too, because that's what the 55 Chevy steering wheel looked like. Now things that were different, this was a whole new car in 55. The front frame here, the cross member, the engine cross member used to be separate. In this car, it's all one. I believe it was separate, and in this car it was like a one piece for added strength. Also, 55, oh sorry, trying to crawl around some stuff. You can see the springs here. 55 was the first year for ball joints in Chevrolet. I believe Ford used them in 54, and then Chevrolet started with them in 55. And before that, they had the I-beam, what do you call it? The kingpin setup. That's what I'm looking for. Had kingpin setup, and this was a far superior front end. It had like anti-dive capabilities. With the kingpin setup, when you stop hard, you jam the brakes, the front end would nosedive. But with this ball joint suspension, actually I think they called it spherical joints because Ford was calling them ball joints or a ball type suspension. But this had a whole bunch of anti-dive capabilities to it, so the front end stayed a lot more level. Had much better geometry than the old style suspension. The steering, all new steering geometry, was supposed to be much better than the 54s and before. Plus this front horn, I think, is welded. It should be one piece, I believe. Yeah, I think those were separate before that. And looking at that frame horn there where the bumper went, it's like it was smashed. That might have been what took this car off the road years ago. Been here a long time though. Now, I don't know why it was cut in half and dumped. I don't know if it was eventually stolen and just dragged out here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to look at the VIN number because that's long gone. It might be on one of these doors, but I doubt. I think they had door tags back then. They didn't standardize the 17-digit VIN number until 81, I think. Not really sure. Let's see what else we could find here. It was a green car. At least the pieces we can tell. It's all inner fender. Yeah, look at this firewall. It's all strengthened. Here's your inner workings for the window regulator for the door. You can see this car's clearly been well shot up over the years. But back when this was you know, old abandoned train track for years, nobody was back here. Nobody would have heard you. Now the springs, you could say we're going to go to the springs. You see they're mounted to the outside. I think this one's still here, I think. Let's get in there. Oh yeah. See the rear springs? That's this piece right here. The outrigger springs, they call them. They were mounted on the outside of the frame rail, I believe, for the first year in 55. So that made it a much more stable ride as well. Digging in here, and there's more and more frame parts, frame rails, cross members. The seats were in it. I could still see the seat springs down there. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I was riding a bunch to get out here. Let's see what else we can find on this thing. If you get that bumper off, straighten it out, probably still a good bumper. Chrome, it don't really rot. A little bit of surface rust. That side still looks great. This side, you can still see part of the body, I think. Try to get underneath it. Ah, yeah, look, this side's all shot up too. See if we can get down there and take a look at it. Yeah, that's a two-door car, all right. What a shame. Lift this up. Yeah, the quarter panel's shot too. Oh, that was shot. Some came through and some went through. There's the back of the quarter panel where the bumper used to wrap around the body there at one point. Wow. And that steering wheel, huh? I said, that's what makes me believe it's a 150 or a 210. I said the Bel Air would have had a much better looking steering wheel. A lot of chrome, a lot prettier, a lot jazzier, as they say. Look at that, huh? Look at that frame, the way it just rotted. And this is a Northeast car too. Considering the back of the frame is still that solid is nothing short of a miracle. I think it must have been dragged out here because there's no rear axle. Yeah, I guess it's rotted there. Thought it was more solid. Here's another look at that. Outrigger rear suspension. See what we can see down here. Not much in here. There's a tree under it. Okay, so that tells me is this body was attached at one point and then flipped off, because obviously the tree stump was there. Yeah, look, there's your jam with the green paint. So that was your original color. What's down in here? Besides creatures. Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what I saw in here? Somebody dumped some wood too. Exhaust pipe down there. More parts. Nothing good. But you know what I did see? This is what made me believe it was a 55 Chevrolet as well. Is this. This would be your outer grille surround. But see how it's got the indentation up top and then smooth on the bottom? That's a 55 Chevrolet grille surround. It's the sides of the grille. You know, I think that big long oval grille. One would be here, one on the other side. Probably this way. Wow, that is so cool. Let's look at all the bullet holes in here, all coming through. Somebody aired this car out a little bit, huh? All right, let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff up here too. Your remnants up here. Got what's left of your body mounts. Things are in better shape than mine. Huh. More mechanism stuff. Is probably brake. It's hard to tell. But this looks like it's probably a piece of a heater hose, I would assume. I'm not really sure, but possibly. And this, I don't know what this is. Oop, it's got a leaf on it, whatever it is. I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what it did, put it in the comments, because I'm curious. Cruise control? No, it's not. It doesn't move. I have no idea. And some more of your original paint. Some original wiring coming through the front. Oh, and look. Probably one of the shotgun shells that they used to shoot this thing up with. Probably in the 80s. God only knows how long this thing's been back here. Got some electronics down here. Look at that. Little resistor looking thing. Wow. Now look at that front suspension. You see, this was all new for 55. Much better suspension than the Kingpin setup. Plus the way the springs are tilted inboard a little bit. Much better stability. This whole front end is just a far superior setup. We could flip this fender up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. There's your color. It's part of your front fender, because that's, you know, there's your inner fender. There's your outer fender. Trying to get a good view of it, but it's tough in here. So yeah, this body must have been flipped off of this chassis at one point. The way that tree is cut underneath, just a tree stump underneath it. So this was flipped over onto there at one point. So it looked like a complete car when they were coming out here shooting it up, I guess. What a shame. It's been here longer than this tree. Obviously grew up in between it. Grew up right in between the, you can see the marks as it grew up over the years. Still got your grease fittings right there. Look at that. Majestic fittings, I think they're called. I'm not really sure. And there's your transmission cross member, I believe. But someone took the brakes. There's no drums on it, obviously. I think these drums, you had the nut to take the whole assembly off, but I want to say these drums were the drums that were actually riveted to the hub or to the spindle. Don't quote me on that. I really don't know. The frame's got the rivets in it. Steering box. Wow. I don't know. I love this stuff. Automotive archaeology. Let's just back up. Pay our last respects to old Green out here. What a shame. This was once somebody's pride and joy. Bought it at the showroom. Or saw it in the showroom. Drove it out of the Chevrolet dealer brand new in 1955. Brought it home. The neighbors were coming over to look. The kids, wife were all looking at it, impressed with it. Even though it was the lower model, not the Bel Air, it was still a beautiful car. It's still the brand new style. I think it was, I don't remember, 48 to 54 was the old design. 47, 48. Not really sure. 46 maybe. Don't really know. But yeah, this was an all new design. The 40 Chevrolets and stuff before this were much different looking. This is like the beginning of the modern car era, I guess. There's your floor pans and stuff. Wow, what a shame that it's just, you know, from what it was to what it's become. Bet you the original owner never had any idea it'd be sitting like this. So I don't know if it was just wrecked and then somebody cut it and dragged it out here. I don't know why they would cut it out here, or if they just dragged it out here, or if they cut it once it came out here. I don't know. Whether it was stolen in the 70s or in 80s or something like that and just wrecked in the woods and left. I don't think it was, because there's no motor, there's no tranny. I think the thing was just dumped here at one point. And back then, you know, you could probably just come right through these woods. You can see all these trees are pretty small. Probably able to drag it right up through here. Maybe even came down the train tracks, which used to be there. I think that's about it. Here's another piece of chrome trim. Look at that, huh? It's still shiny, like the day it was built. Riddled with bullet holes back here too. I don't know. Part of your seat frame. I think that's about all we're going to find on this one. Oh, you know what else I saw too? Look at this on the way back. It's just a cool angle. Where was it? Somewhere over here. Ah, there it is. I don't know. No, maybe not. I was thinking maybe it was a... Nah, it's got to be some type of cross member. It's way too thin to be anything structural. Yeah, never mind. Probably just an underbody mount, because this was obviously a body-on-frame car. It wasn't subframe, so they had little supports under the body. Just kind of strength to give it a little more rigidity. Then bolted it right to the frame. on those tabs there. Over there was one. There's one back there. Gonna be another one over there, what's left to it. And yeah. I always love the backs of these steering wheels where you get your fingers on there. It's got the finger grips. They always felt so good. What's it say here? Oh yeah, look. There you go. 1955. Beautiful. So it is a 55 Chevy. We knew that anyway just because we added up all the clues along the way. But that's just our confirmation right there. And plus that steering wheel gives it away. Well, the rear bumpers what gave it away, and then the steering wheel kind of confirmed it. Then obviously you could see the quarters, the rear quarters and stuff. Well, there you go, folks. That one's still got a brake hose on it. Beautiful 1955 Chevrolet. Or you could say the beautiful Chevrolet, all new for 55. You know what? This car might have heard those very words from a salesman. Oh, believe me, sir, this car is brand new. All completely redesigned from front to back. All new for 55. I bet you heard stuff like that. As I trip over this vine. Wow. This turns, but obviously doesn't articulate anything in the steering. It's probably broken in here because this doesn't turn at all. And that's, you would turn this, the input would go into this box, go down here to this arm, which would then make the that link go left and right. There's another idle, or not, whatever they call that piece. I forget the word now. And then would articulate the that piece. Why can't I think of these names all of a sudden? Jeez. Hey, come on, I got all this information about the car and I forget the common stuff. Right? Whatever. There she is. Let's say goodbye. What a shame, baby. Someone's pride and joy forgotten. Yeah, and that grill surround too, that really gave away what it was as well. So I'm tripping over stuff here. What a shame. Well, I thought it was cool. I just wanted to share it with you. A little bit of automotive archaeology. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. Sitting out here adding up all these clues to find out exactly what we're looking at. Like that. What is that? What is that? It's probably just top of the, oh, it's part of the door frame. This is probably, yep, more window. Oh, this is your window channel right here. That was your window channel. This was bolted to what's left of that regulator, and the window would mount into that and then go up and down. So that's probably just more window regulator stuff. Yeah, door's not going to be opening anytime soon. Well, maybe. Nah, she ain't going to open. We're going to let her rest. Let her go back to sleep. What a shame. But that's why I say, and get out and discover your world. You never know what beauty you're going to find. Classic cars just rotting away in the woods. Yeah, right next to where you go all the time. Right in your own backyard, right? Look at that bumper. But you can see the bumper again. Did I get a good look at this before? I don't remember. Oh, look at all these scrapes. I wonder if that was from driving. That's a dent. And what dent does that story tell? Somebody back into something? Somebody tap it? But that's definitely it. Look at that. Can't really get a good, there we go. I get a good view of it. That's definitely a 55 bumper. Well, obviously we already know it with everything else, but I keep saying that now. All right, now we gotta go. I gotta get back. I'm just rambling. It's just, I love this thing. All right, old girl, rest easy. We gotta get out of here without getting hurt. I moved this over too. This was the radiator support I was telling you about. The car, we found it. Here's some more of that, what I believe is heater hose. Oh well, get out and discover your world, friends. There's stuff like this all around us. History, automotive history, becomes automotive archaeology when we find it. Thanks for watching.